I actually have, I have a new book coming out, by the way, for Solution Tree that will be out soon, and it's a book called Closing the RTI Gap, because the way RTI is written, there are some huge gaps, and unless we close those gaps, we're going to wind up with the very same results we've gotten before. And I will be doing some training through Solution Tree, some two-day institutes on that particular topic. One of the things that we have to be cognizant of is that most of the other cultures of the world outside of this Northern European culture really believe in collectivism, for one thing. It's not a dog-eat-dog world where we don't share information and share ideas and that kind of thing. And so teachers have to think about, what can I do that in the classroom to help my students to share information with each other, to be able, even in some instances when we're not assessing, to share the answers, to really make, and we talk a lot about PLCs for teachers, but to create that kind of learning community in the classroom as well. We're all in this together. We're all trying to tackle the same issues, the same curriculum, and to work together. So cooperative learning is one of the tools that we use. Another tool is vocabulary, particularly with children from poverty. Children from poverty tend to come to school with 1/2 of the vocabulary words of the classroom. I'm not saying they don't have vocabulary, but they don't know the vocabulary words that are the expectation for the classroom. And so one of the first things that we do is immerse kids in vocabulary. And we tell teachers, always teach vocabulary first. Because don't assume that kids are going to know what you're talking about when you're talking about a prime number. Don't think that they're going to know what that is. Identify it first to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And then as we get more and more English language learners, this is critical, because they are not going to be able to understand and to be able to process correctly and put into long-term memory that information unless we teach them the vocabulary first. Another real critical area is that most teachers in America look like me. They're Northern European, they're middle class, and they have been trained that you get the substance, the information out there, that's what's really important in the classroom, and then you try to build relationships as you go. But for the African American culture in particular, for the Hispanic culture, and for some of our other cultures such as the Asian culture, we have to build a relationship first. If you don't build a relationship first, particularly if you are of a different culture or a different ethnicity, you have a really hard time in that classroom unless you build culture first. And this is usually a pretty big surprise to teachers who have been struggling in the classroom. Many times it is because they didn't build that relationship up front with kids.